I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know?
What about? What do you think about people comparing Tank Davis to you? What do you think about that?
Tank's a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? But what do they think? What do you think about them comparing him to you? You're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Gervonta Tank Davis and Mike Tyson have just detonated a bombshell in the boxing universe with reports of a jaw-dropping training session that's taken the internet by storm. The viral footage, already racking up millions of views, features Davis, known for his devastating knockouts, trading drills and ferocious energy with none other than Iron Mike himself. But this wasn't just a friendly workout, it felt like a symbolic handoff, a legendary warrior sharpening the blade of the new king. Fans and pundits alike are calling it one of the most electrifying collaborations in recent memory, an old school meets new school collision with historic vibes. Tyson's raw power and primal aggression combine seamlessly with Davis's sharp precision and blistering speed, creating an atmosphere inside the gym that was nothing short of volcanic. Online chatter hasn't stopped since, with the boxing community treating the footage as a moment that could change the trajectory of Tank's entire career.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog, no doubt about it. He showed that, but he's a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
When asked directly about the parallels between his career and Davis's rise, Tyson gave a response laced with his signature mix of humor and candor. "The only thing we really got in common is trouble with the law," he chuckled. But behind the jokes, Tyson made a pointed distinction: their paths, their fighting styles, their life choices, they're different beasts entirely. Tyson shrugged off the notion that Davis is his reincarnation in the ring, making it clear he sees Tank as his own man. Still, despite Tyson's humility, the energy in that recent training session says otherwise. The intensity, the unspoken understanding, the hunger, they may not be identical, but they're definitely connected by something deeper than surface-level similarities.
Do have more skills than Mike Tyson, as far as when I say I have more skills than Mike Tyson, guys smarter than at a lower weight class always have more skill. It's no heavyweight ever in life had more skills than smaller guys. So let's just take that out the picture. So when people think that I'm dissing Mike Tyson, I'm not dissing Mike Tyson for sure. It's just facts is facts. You know what I mean? I do feel as though I have more skills than Mike Tyson. I just hold that puncher power just like Mike Tyson did when he was fighting. You know, so, and I'm gonna stand on my word.
Following a controversial draw against Lamont Roach that left fans divided and judges under scrutiny, Gervonta Davis hasn't stayed quiet. He's vocal, direct, and ready to set the record straight. He wants the rematch, and he wants it now. To Davis, the first fight was a misrepresentation of his abilities, a blemish on an otherwise dominant run. He firmly believes that the draw wasn't a fair reflection of what he brings into the ring, and he's determined to use the rematch to show the world the real Tank. This isn't just about revenge, it's about legacy. Davis wants to erase doubt, silence the critics, and make it undeniably clear that he's still the most dangerous man in the lightweight division. His hunger is obvious, and his focus sharper than ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could all please take your seats, we want to welcome on the WBA lightweight champion, Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank, we're going to bring you up to the podium as we welcome you into the media, and you can discuss the fight and give the media some thoughts.
I thank y'all for waiting and things like that. It was a good night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either. So I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds. So it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I could get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight. But it's cool.
The rivalry between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach has quickly grown into more than just another boxing subplot. It's a career-defining saga for both fighters. Roach did what no other opponent had managed to do, take Tank to the brink and walk away with a draw. That performance changed everything. Analysts began looking at Davis with fresh eyes, questioning his invincibility, while Roach earned respect as a tactician with grit and patience. The blueprint to neutralize Tank was suddenly visible, and Roach had written it. Now, with a new level of confidence and refined preparation, Roach is coming back not just to compete but to conquer.
But they've known each other. These two have known each other for a while. Does Lamont Roach just understand a way to beat or frustrate Tank in a way that others don't? You know what I mean? Like, has he just found it, so to speak? Like, I have a lot I want to find out after that, because the first fight was so controversial. I think leaving it up to a draw is fine, whatever, even though under the letter of the law, Tank probably should have lost this fight, and probably would have if they counted the knockdown when he took a knee. He blamed it on grease. I assume he won't on his hair. And it could get greasy. Like, Amanda Serrano was like, yo, that's what fucking put me out of a fight in Puerto Rico. And then we were subjected to her beating the shit out of Stevie Morgan not that long later. So that's kind of what it is. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because of the first fight. And I think you have to give Lamont Roach a real shot, even though I still would say Tank figures it out and gets it done and takes it more seriously this time.
Yeah, I think that because they're so familiar with each other, like, these guys fought each other when they were kids. And then Lamont Roach comes into the ring, and listen, regardless, like, Lamont Roach came in there and he was confident. And I don't think a lot of people believed that he was going to be able to get it done against Tank. People thought that Tank was going to knock him out. Here's the thing, though. Tank is actually super skilled. Like, he doesn't throw a lot. When he does, he's extremely accurate. But he does have skill, and what he does is he reels in his fighters, and he ends up landing big shots on them that end up knocking his opponent out.
The first bout between Davis and Roach veered sharply from the expected. Davis, typically known for ending fights with a single punch, found himself pushed through 12 grueling rounds by a challenger who refused to fold. Roach showcased not only technical skill but mental endurance, exposing cracks in Davis's game that had rarely been seen before. The outcome, a controversial draw, left fans scratching their heads and debating online for weeks. Was it a fair decision? Did Davis do enough? Or did Roach simply outclass him that night? The unresolved tension from that match has fueled an insatiable desire for a rematch, one that offers clear answers and a decisive winner.
Yo, fight fans, did you catch that Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach bout? Talk about controversy. The judges called it a draw. But let's be real, a lot of people think Roach got robbed. Both fighters brought their A-game, showing off some serious skills in the ring. Roach was on fire, landing clean shots and outworking Tank in several rounds. But Tank had his moments too, showcasing that explosive power we all know. But Tank going on one knee or being wobbled didn't swing it toward Roach. I don't know about that, but either way, now everyone's buzzing about an upcoming rematch. I mean, who wouldn't want to see these two go at it again? What's your take? Did Roach deserve the W, or was the draw fair? Drop your thoughts below and let's break down this fight.
Lamont is signed and ready to go for the rematch, correct?
Y'all, Tank plays so many head games, it's not even funny. Let me tell you something, bro. Lamont Roach has never been this big of a fighter before. Everyone knows Lamont Roach now. So he could be reaping the benefits of just enjoying his status of having that draw with Tank, while Tank is the one with the eye of the tiger. Tank is probably in the gym training his ass off, and then sign the contract like, all right, we got to fight when? June. Oh shit, let's hurry up and dash your ass. Sugar Ray Leonard did that to Roberto Duran. Duran was told that he had a fight in a couple weeks, and he was like, dude, I'm 190 pounds in Panama, which is why Roberto Duran was out of shape in the No Mas fight and was like, no mas. So Tank could be over there working, sign the contract in 3 weeks, and all of a sudden Lamont Roach got to put a training camp together.
The controversy surrounding their first fight has only amplified anticipation for the rematch, turning it into one of the most eagerly awaited events in recent boxing history. For Lamont Roach, this isn't just another date on the calendar, it's a career crossroads. He's not chasing headlines or paychecks, he's chasing legacy. A win over Davis would not only vindicate those who believed he won the first time, but would catapult him into the upper echelons of the sport. Roach has doubled down on his training, intensified his discipline, and is approaching this moment like it's the most critical chapter of his life.
So the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog. And he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round. But as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Lamont Roach definitely earned my respect tonight. Definitely one of the first fighters to put Tank to the test. Just matching fire with fire. That was a good fight. For me, I need to see a rematch ASAP. But yeah, Tank definitely took the knee 100%. I see Roach winning that 7-5 personally. But boxing is business, so they were never going to let him have that win. Roach's timing was on point though. No easy knockouts tonight. Sharp counters, like real, very good fighter, very good fighter. Let me know what you guys think, if that robbery was fair or not. Leave it in the...
Meanwhile, Mike Tyson hasn't been shy about his admiration for Gervonta Davis's potential. In interviews and conversations, Tyson has praised Davis's talent but also issued a fair warning: greatness doesn't come from skill alone. It takes discipline, humility, and good choices, both inside the ring and out. Tyson's message carries the weight of experience. He knows the cost of mistakes and the price of glory. His words, while supportive, are also a form of mentorship, a reminder that talent is only part of the equation, and missteps can be just as powerful as victories when defining a career.
What was Mike Tyson? All means more than one person. So he knocked people out real quick. You knocked people out real quick.
Yeah, but I can knock you out
So you saying that you can knock him out faster than Mike Tyson? Through the challenge.
Mike Tyson got power and skills. I feel as though I have the whole pack.
With the rematch now officially scheduled for August 2025 in Las Vegas, Davis has kicked off a high-stakes training camp. This isn't just preparation, it's a mission. Still stung by the controversial draw, particularly the disputed non-knockdown in round 9, Davis is treating this camp like a full-scale war effort. The focus isn't just physical, it's tactical. He's refining footwork, timing, and defensive reads while pushing his conditioning to the absolute max. The message he's sending is unmistakable. This time, there will be no questions, no controversies, and no doubts. Even within the boxing community, opinions are divided. Devin Haney, a respected voice among today's lightweights, weighed in with a surprising take. He believed Lamont Roach should have been awarded the win. For Haney, Roach's performance was measured, sharp, and worthy of the decision. His statement adds weight to the growing sentiment that Roach is far more than just a stepping stone, he's a legitimate threat who earned his moment.
Fight against Lamont Roach, and what are your thoughts on the knockdown that wasn't called in round 9?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good fight overall. Lamont, I always knew Lamont was, he wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would, and I thought he won the fight personally. Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've ever seen it with my own 2 eyes, and yeah.
Yeah, you were you've made some comments. I wanted to see the backflip, and I'm surprised Tank didn't say nothing back to you about that.
Hey, I was just speaking my opinion on
Shakur Stevenson echoed Haney's sentiments, calling Roach a hell of a fighter and warning Davis that he needs to bring more than power this time around. According to Stevenson, Roach's greatest weapon isn't his jab or his counters, it's his heart. He fights with urgency, with purpose, and with nothing left to lose. That mindset makes him dangerous. Stevenson isn't predicting an easy night for either man, he's expecting a war of wills, a test of character, and a fight that could go down in modern boxing history.
They announced it today? So what do you think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight? What do you
think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Did you think Lamont won the first fight?
I asked 2 questions at the same time. I ain't get shit out of that.
You really want to move up to 154 after this fight?
Yo, I kind of said 154. I probably was stretching it. I'm stretching 154, but I'll fight him at 147. 147, me and Conor could get it in.
Shakur, Johnny Boy Boxing and fight him. If you beat Zepeda, do you feel that that's the toughest test of your career? And they'll give you the credit if you win?
Who knows? It's a never-ending process, I think I stopped looking for credit because at the end of the day, once you get the credit, something else happen, they gonna move on anyway. So the credit really doesn't matter. It just matters how I feel, what I feel after the fight. After I go fight with him, if I perform at the highest level of my expectations, I'm good.
Lamont Roach Sr., father and trainer of the rising star, offered rare insight into how the Davis fight originally came to be. According to him, even Tank had hesitations, not fear, but caution. Davis knew Roach wasn't going to be an easy puzzle to solve. Behind closed doors, conversations acknowledged Roach's technical ability, his footwork, his composure. But boxing politics and promoter pressures took over. The fight was signed, the cameras rolled, and now both men are locked in a saga neither can walk away from unfinished.
Just being around each other, sharing a ring with each other, fighting each other, fighting some of the same competition over the years, witnessing each other in camp. So knowing the coaches, they knowing us, it's both ways. It ain't just our way, coming from both sides. So. But no, was I shocked? No. I think Tank tried to tell y'all. Calvin tried to tell y'all. Burry tried to tell y'all, but they didn't want to hear it. They just so stuck on trying to force Tank to fight who they wanted him to fight. And they don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just was made for a great fight. So people need to just sit back and get ready for part 2.
It's gonna be epic, man. I can't wait for part 2, man. Do you got anything to say to the fans, about part 2, about anything that you got going on coming up, social media, anything?
No, I just say get ready, man. Put your seatbelts on, and when that thing happen, man, make sure y'all support. Come to the fight, buy the fight. And be the biggest fan, cheering whoever you're cheering for, no matter. But you're gonna see another great performance by the Reaper, man. The Reaper ain't playing. He got a big bag, like he said, big 2 bag.
What do you think the difference would be, though?
You're gonna see the difference. I believe we want to fight. Nobody can tell us different. The majority of the world believe we want to fight. So you're gonna see. Both of them gonna raise their level. Both of them. So yeah, they're gonna make for a greater fight. But
no way, neither of them are gonna knock each other out. It's gonna go the distance.
It's boxing, man. I ain't got no crystal ball in front of me. So we just gonna.
Despite the buzz and the comparisons, Mike Tyson has repeatedly shut down any notion that Davis is his modern-day equivalent. Yes, they both hit hard. Yes, they both had brushes with the law. But to Tyson, those superficial similarities don't matter. What defines a fighter, he says, is how he fights, not how he lives. Tyson respects Davis, but he doesn't see a mirror image, just another great fighter walking his own path. Still, the Roach vs. Davis rematch has drawn parallels to the Tyson-Holyfield clashes, a dominant favorite meeting an underestimated tactician with something to prove.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So many people are predicting that history is repeating itself. History is repeating itself, right? We had a similar situation where we had two guys face off against one another. One guy was a massive favorite, had taken a loss, and was seen to be too small, right? And I'm talking about Evander Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield was a major fight. A major fight. But Iron Mike Tyson was viewed as a destroyer, okay? He was the baddest man on the planet. He was indestructible. The fact that he lost to James Buster Douglas was an anomaly because Mike Tyson wasn't focused and he overlooked.
Interestingly, Gervonta Davis hasn't shied away from critiquing Tyson either. In a recent statement, Davis voiced frustration over Tyson's decision to fight YouTube star Jake Paul, calling it a stain on the legend's legacy. For Davis, the ring is sacred, and involving internet celebrities dilutes the meaning of what fighters like Tyson built. He believes Tyson should be remembered for the terror he brought to the heavyweight division, not exhibition matches with influencers. His words were strong, his tone serious, a glimpse into how deeply Davis values authenticity and the heritage of the sport.
The Tyson fight, tell us, exactly why, expound on that.
Because why would he even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely.
So the big question remains, does this alliance between Tank Davis and Mike Tyson give Davis the edge he needs to put Roach away for good in the rematch? Is this the final ingredient in Tank's evolution from star to legend? Or is Roach about to write one of the greatest upset stories of the decade? We want to hear from you. Drop your predictions and takes in the comments below.